traveling troupe has promoted Korean culture in 33 cities in 17 countries since its establishment in 2012. From the Korean folk song Arirang to traditional string instrument 가야금, calligraphy, Korean paintings, dance, and taekwondo, Arirang Yurangdan has promoted Korea through dance, music, writing, and art in all corners of the world.
아리랑을 들으니까 그냥 나 한국 생각이 나고 막 숨이 차 춤을 추니까 너무 좋고 기쁘고.
Today in Heart to Heart, we have guests who have been spreading the Korean arirang to all corners of the world. So welcome to Heart to Heart. Would you first of all like to say hello to our viewers that are watching?
Okay. Hello. I'm the creative director of Korean traditional culture. And I'm a CEO of Arirang School and the director of Arirang Yurangdan. Nice to meet you guys.
Hello, viewers of Heart to Heart. My name is Jinny Yang, the manager of Arirang School and Arirang Yurangdan. And thank you for having us here.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. You introduced yourself as Arirang Yurangdan.
Yep.
So could you first of all begin by telling us about Arirang Yurangdan and also about the Arirang School?
Actually, the Arirang Yurangdan is the promote our Korean traditional culture, such as Korean traditional music, gugak, and instrument, 가야금, 해금, and Korean traditional dance and calligraphy. And we travel all around the world and promote and communicate with our Korean traditional culture. And Arirang School is one of the academy that many teenagers or many Koreans to visit our academy to studying Korean traditional instrument, 가야금 and 해금. And they are all happy to come to us and enjoy. And that is our program in Arirang School.
흔들리는 소리 들려요? 한 번 더.
Okay, sounds like a very interesting program and a very interesting academy, as you mentioned, the Arirang School.
Yeah.
Who else is actually involved? Who else takes part in Arirang Yurangdan?
So for Arirang Yurangdan, we have 20s and 30s who are very interested about Korean culture. So also we have professionals of gugak, and also we have non-professionals. So like professionals, they would teach also at the same time the non-professionals, and also the non-professionals will give them the idea like how we can come up with different programs more interesting. So that's also the main goal of Arirang Yurangdan, to share our Korean culture to overseas. So we have the professional and non-professionals who are very passionate about Korean traditional music and traditional cultures.
Okay, so it's all about Korean traditional music and culture. You mentioned that you travel around the world, so you've visited many countries around the world. So you've been to 17 countries and 33 cities. So you've been to many places, and recently you've been to Vietnam. So could you tell us about how you travel around the world to spread our culture, and tell us about these cities and countries you've visited so far?
As I mentioned, that we visit some university and some place we have busking and some lovely sightseeing, and there are many crowded people watching us, and some people who sharing their money for cheering. That is one of the great memory of us. But I have one lovely memory in Egypt. We visit to Ain Shams University in Egypt, Cairo. And they also have a Korean studies students. And they also have their own Korean traditional music group, like called Pungmulpe, like drumming 장구, and so that is one of the strange moments that we met them, and they want to share that we can taught our skills and 장구 and everything to them, and we have some square that we having sharing our skills, and suddenly some noisy from the above. So we look up and we can see the 6th floor balcony. They are all crowded. They're wearing hijabs, and all Egyptian students are watching us. And some bells rang, and they have to go study to class.
But they didn't return?
Yeah, they didn't return and watching us. And their eyes calling me like, please, more. We want to listen to your jangu sounds. So, but that is one of the strange memory.
The sounds of the jangu, yes, it's very beautiful. It is true. Was there a special memory for you when you traveled? Something that you remember the most?
Last year,
Yep.
we went. The Yurangdan, we went to New York, and in New York, they were all wearing the Korean traditional clothes, which is hanbok, and then it was so beautiful, but it was really cold. It's winter, but they had no complaints. But they wore all this hanbok, and then they took a picture in this New York Times Square. You know, just imagining this New York Times Square. It's like the whole building and the lights and everything there, and then in that place they are wearing the Korean traditional clothes, and that's so beautiful, and I still can't forget that picture. It's really awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, among all the various Korean cultural experiment programs, because you have different cultural programs, which program or programs would you say grabbed the most attention?
That is, we have an experience in Insadong. That is one of the Korean traditional place in Seoul. We visit there and we want to promote our Korean traditional greeting, Dipbao.
Yes.
So because the foreigners want to see Korean traditional things in around the Seoul, but they cannot see any traditional things even in Sadong.
Yes.
So I want to make some traditional content to Insadong. So we make some program that called Free Jeol.
In the middle of a crowded Insadong street, a young man gathers up his courage to begin a special event. KOAU, short for Korea Are You Ready, is a Korean cultural group composed of those who studied and love Korean culture. Together with Arirang Yurangdan, KOAU runs Arirang School to promote and spread Korean culture inside and outside of Korea.
저희 아리랑 스쿨은요, 한국 문화교육체험 아카데미로서 우리 문화를 전 세계인들과 일반 국민들에게 쉽게 알려주는 그런 교육의 장입니다.
Arirang School is an interactive Korean culture and arts academy offering educational programs on Korean culture, history, and art, demonstrated by Arirang Yurangdan in 33 cities in 17 countries. Under the slogan of Korea on the Move or Wandering Korea, Arirang Yurangdan is an all-around traditional arts group that performs Korean music and dance, calligraphy, and other Korean cultural heritages. Arirang Yurangdan and Arirang School
will keep journeying on to promote Korean culture to the world.
Now, Moon, I heard that you had a dream of becoming a flight attendant.
All right. Yeah.
Yes. So let's talk about that. So you were hoping to become a flight attendant. That's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But here you are right now.
Right.
How did you get involved in this when you had the dream of becoming a flight attendant?
Because when I was a teenager, I have a goal that I want to be a steward, the flight attendant, and travel all around the world, not paying money. I want to earning money and travel around the world by free. I love free. So, and I studying tourism management in the university. And that moment, I have a chance to travel around the world by promote our Arirang, because that 2011, China want to register our Arirang to UNESCO. So I want to protect the Arirang to registered in Korean music. So I founded Arirang Yurangdan, and I sponsored by some companies that they gave us a budget.
I see.
And we have 6 members to travel around the world. And every country we met the Koreans, those who lives in foreign countries, and they keep asking me and suggesting to me you must keep on doing this job until you die. Because you see, you feel it, you do everything that is only in your memory and mind. So you have to do these things until you die. So that moment, I forgot my real dream, and I have a new seed of the dreams that I want to communicate with our culture to around the world.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a wonderful thing. I think it's a good choice, a good decision you made. Because after all, you get to travel around the world, right? What about you, Jenny? Did you dream of becoming something else, or did you dream of something else, like a different field, before you actually got involved in Arirang Yurangdan?
Actually, I'm a dance major, and my major is classical ballet.
Wow.
Yeah, and for last 12 years, I've been living in the Philippines with my family. And actually, it only had been 3 months that I came here in Korea. Yeah, so after graduating, that I kind of still wanted to dance, like ballet, but seems like there is no color in me as Korean, because I lived in the Philippines for 12 years, like all my youth, and I spent in the Philippines, and I speak English, and I have the culture of Philippines, and my major is ballet, which is
from Western.
Yeah, Western. So like it's all mixed in me, and I know that I'm Korean, but I see no color in me. So I thought, since I can dance, like what else can I put color in me, which is Korean? And I thought I can maybe learn Korean traditional dance. So that is also the reason why I'm here in Korea, to learn Korean traditional dance. And with that, my main goal, or that what I'm preparing right now, it's to learn Korean traditional dance and to spread it to the world, to the overseas. Because since maybe I can speak English, and since I have the skills of dancing, with that I will spread it to the world and to spread it to more people about Korean traditional dance.
Oh, wow, very nice. Okay, so you're actually learning a whole new dance, Korean traditional dance.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought for a second that, I mean, since you travel to all different parts of the world, you can kind of incorporate, ballet with, Korean traditional dance, and that could look uniquely beautiful. Yeah, so I mean, since you that was what you did for so many years.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
백명현 대표님 정말 멋있는 사람인 것 같아요. 한국 문화라는 어려운 분야를 남들이 가지 않은 그 분야를 개척해서 나아가시는 분을 보면서 저 또한 많이 배우고 저 또한 많은 영감을 받고 있습니다.
전공자인 사람이 모르는 부분도 비전공자분들을 이렇게 좀 친근하게 해서 많이 국악이나 한국 문화를 전파할 수 있는 능력을 가지신 것 같습니다.
그리고 양동진 매니저는 자신의 뜻과 맞는 사람을 찾아서 그 사람과 함께 귀하게 일을 하고 있는 사람이었습니다.
양동진 매니저 같은 경우는 일단 너무 예쁘고요. 어린 친구답지 않게 생각하는 면이나 그런 것들이 되게 성숙한 것 같아요.
I'm sure that managing this committee or, doing what you do, people usually see the results, and the results are often positive. They see the things that you have achieved, the good results, the positives. But I'm sure there were hardships and challenges that you had to overcome. So what were the most difficult things and challenges you had to overcome?
I have many memories in Egypt. I have one bad memory.
Bad memory, okay.
Because we trying to enter the pyramids, and the security guards came to us, and they pointing us, you cannot enter the pyramids. Okay. So we are asking them why we cannot enter, and they just pointing our clothes that we use. We wearing the hanbok.
Okay, you were wearing the
yeah, hanbok, and so that is not the reason that we cannot enter the pyramids. So we keep on arguing why we cannot enter, and suddenly I found the Egyptian groups members, they entered by they wearing their own traditional costume. So you can wearing your own traditional costume, and why we cannot? And suddenly he just said, "Okay, go." And so we entered the pyramids. So that moment, I've got an insight that he have like racing horses. They wearing the blinders, and they just looking forward, and they cannot see the widely sight. So I see him. He wearing the blinders. So that moment, I'm also think by myself that I'm also wearing the blinders. So I break up the blinders and watching more widely. I have a sentence that I remember that the culture distinct is neither superior nor inferior. It is just different. So after that, many problems came to us to visit every world, and I just look, we are just different, and we can talk with your culture or our culture, and we can share it. So when we visit Egypt, they're using the traditional paper papyrus, and that time we brought our Korean traditional calligraphy 서예 and brush, and we're using to brush to write down the Arirang lyrics, and that is one of our communicate together.
Did you also use the hanji? We call it rice paper?
We have a hanji. Instead of we are not using hanji, using papyrus.
I see.
That is.
So I guess, it's about sharing and exchanging. And by or through sharing and exchanging, that's when you truly get the chance to understand each other's values and what is important to each other. We're down to we're nearing the end of our program, so I'd like to ask you about your individual plans, dreams, hopes, plans. So let's start with you, Moon.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm in a MBA course, and after that I want to study more for the entertainment management or art management and get a PhD. And I want to teach how to planning this kind of a project.
I see.
Because just one creative director of Korean traditional culture, I want to spread to many can choose my jobs, and they also can be the next moon, and they also can go around the world and promote. That's why I want to study more by a PhD. And as I mentioned, I want to build our Arirang school. Even around the world, can also build every place like Tokyo, Shanghai, or Peru, and that is my personal goal, or our same mission to our Arirang school and Arirang Yurangdan.
Okay, and what about you, Jenny?
For me, as I have mentioned a while ago, that I want to spread this Korean traditional dance in other countries. But in order for us to do that, we have to keep that Korean traditional dance here in Korea first. Because we have to keep it here first so that we can spread it outside. There are many people who are they are also interested about Korean cultures, but their main goal sometimes is just to bring it to the other country, just what I am dreaming of. But at the same time, before we do that, we have to keep it here in Korea first. Because nowadays, for example, when my friend learned how to play gayagum, they would say, wow, you're learning gayagum? That's awesome. Something like that, something surprising. But actually, those instruments is our own, we always have to, it should not be something that's surprising. You know, in Korea, everybody is learning how to play piano and they know how to play violin. It's more used to them instead of learning gayagum and learning hegum. And that's really the sad thing of this thing. As the generation is going really fast. And that's also one of the reasons why we have this Arirang school that we're teaching gugak. So, yeah, even the Korean traditional dance, I wanted to keep it here in Korea first. And it should be nothing learning Korean traditional dance. Well, I know because I'm Korean. It's something like that. That's, yeah, I really hope that it could be not something special. Hopefully, it's just part of my life, part of what we are, the Koreans.
Yes, yeah, it is a part of us. It is a part of Korea. It's a part of every one of us, right? And it should be. I mean, there are things that really should be preserved, and it's our responsibility, I think, and our next generation as well. Last but not least, this is kind of like our heart-to-heart official question. I did ask you in the beginning what Arirang means, but that was when I asked you about what Arirang means in your committee. Okay, what does Arirang mean to you? So, Jenny, would you like to begin?
So, Arirang to me is, I think it's home. Because as what I've mentioned, I've been living in the Philippines for 12 years. And now I came here in my country, in my home, which is what Arirang is. Listening to Arirang music, I feel so relaxed. Well, Arirang is not just music also. It also is different versions, different lyrics, different tones of music.
Yes.
Just by listening to those, I feel I'm home. Yeah.
Very good. I love that answer. And what is Arirang to you, Moon?
I think Arirang is to me is kimchi.
Kimchi?
Yeah, kimchi. We call kimchi not as a spoil. We call kimchi as a fermented.
발효.
Yeah, 발효.
Right? Yes, fermented.
So in our life, as we call Arirang, it's not we call spoiled. We keep ferment. That how we get more step by step to getting increase and achieve to our life goals. So I think kimchi is to be more ferment.
Okay. Yes. Oh, that's a very unique answer. How you defined arirang or compared it to kimchi, but I think I understand what you mean because, as you said, it's not kimchi is not food that has gone bad. You know, cabbage, like spoiled cabbage. But after all, the really good kimchis, you ferment it for a very, very long time, right? So like old kimchis or cabbage that's fermented for a long time, they happen to be like the most delicious kimchis, right? So, okay, well. Thank you for that answer. And thank you once again for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
I had a wonderful time, and I think you have given me definitely, and I hope many of our viewers, the chance to really think about our roots, you know, what it means to us and how we should be responsible for keeping our roots. Yes. Well, thank you once again, and best of luck to you in the future, and hope you get the chance to visit all those countries very, very soon.
Thank you very much.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you.